What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and I was able to spend a little bit more time with the new iPhone 10 before it officially launches, so I decided I'd let you guys know some of my favorite features as I got to play with it. First up, we've got Face ID. Now, before you say it, I know this one people were a bit apprehensive about since it's replacing Touch ID, but as I got to spend a little bit more time with the phone, I got to see how responsive and easy it was. First off, setting up Face ID literally takes just a few seconds. You just tap to set up Face ID and pretty much draw a circle with your nose so the camera can analyze your face fully in 3D. And even if you happen to miss a spot while you're setting it up, all you have to do is point your face in the direction that needs to be filled in, and boom, you're good to go. And I remember when I first set up Touch ID, I never thought the process was that bad, but setting up Face ID beats it by a long shot. Instead of having to constantly lift your finger and get a bunch of different angles, you literally draw a circle with your face twice and you're done. And I still see a lot of people asking, how easy is it to fool this camera? Well, it's not easy at all. You can't use someone else's face. You can't use a picture or a video. Heck, someone can't even take your phone while you're sleeping and try to scan your face. It's not gonna work because the camera will know that you are resting, you're sleeping, and it will not unlock. I personally think that's really cool, and honestly, it's just as fast as Touch ID when you wanna unlock the phone. I thought it was gonna be a little bit on the slower side since it has to scan and then you hit the swipe button. No. As soon as you pick it up, you can swipe it open because it's scanning your face as soon as you touch it. Another cool little tidbit about Face ID is that if you have notifications, you can actually have them hidden when someone else picks up your phone. But when you pick up your phone, it'll know it's you with the phone in the hand, and it'll show you the notification so you can see the details of every notification, which I think is really cool. And now since we have those fancy complex cameras built into the top of the phone, we get access to a very important feature, and that's animojis. Now, I'm not the biggest emoji user out there, but there are gonna be a ton of people, Ari included, who are really gonna love this. The camera can detect 50 muscle movements to allow you to pretty much create a unique expression with one of the characters it has. You can even take a picture of your Animoji and use it as a sticker in your iMessage conversation, which could actually be pretty useful if there isn't an emoji that gets your exact expression at the moment. And you can also record messages with your Animoji so that you can send that, and I think those are about like 10-second clips, so it'll record your voice and your facial expressions, so you can go ahead and talk through poop as much as you want. And somewhat related to that is actually Snapchat. Now you can have more accurate filters for your snaps that map onto your face really well, even taking into account where the light reflects off of your face so it looks more realistic. Yo, I'm telling you, Ari did not want to put that phone down. Now, another thing that I'm personally really excited for is that new big OLED display. So I'm pretty hyped to have this big, beautiful display on a smaller body than the 8 Plus. It was actually surprisingly easy to use with one hand, which is usually a concern of mine when we're dealing with these phones with the really big displays. And one thing that I can appreciate about this new screen is that it changes the dynamic of how we interact with an iPhone for the first time in years. Which leads me to those new gestures. Now trust me, I know a lot of people don't like change, and the idea of having to get used to new gestures to get around the phone probably doesn't sound appealing to some people, but after being able to really sit down with this phone and use it for a while, I gotta say guys, it is really easy to get used to. Since there's no physical home button, you swipe up from the bottom every time you wanna go home. And even Ari used the phone for less time than I did, and she still felt like it was pretty intuitive. If you want to see notifications, you can swipe down from the left side of the screen, swipe down from the right side of the screen to access the control center, and you can slightly swipe up from the bottom of the screen and hold it, and you'll be able to see all of the apps that you currently have open. Or you can even swipe from left to right at the bottom of the screen to just jump through different apps that you have open. And for those of you curious about how you activate Siri, all you have to do is hold the power button, and that'll pull her up. Now you might be wondering, if holding the power button gets you Siri, how do you turn off the phone or restart it if you need to? Well, what you do is you hold the power button and the volume up button, and then you have access to that power menu if you want to turn off the phone. If anything, I think that's the one thing that's going to take me some getting used to, just remembering that you have to use 2 buttons to actually power it off. And last but not least, we have that portrait mode feature now on the front-facing camera. Now I'm actually pretty excited by this feature because I've been using the Pixel 2 XL's front-facing camera for portrait modes, and I really like getting that effect for selfies, even though I'm not a huge selfie guy, but I think having that ability is really nice. But something that makes the iPhone X's portrait mode a bit unique is the ability to have those portrait lighting modes. So you got the studio light mode if you want to add more light to the face, make it look like a more professional shot. And you've also got that contour mode, which I know some people will enjoy to get that contour going on their face, as well as the stage light and stage light mono mode, which are still in beta, so there are some kinks to work out. But for the most part, it's pretty cool to have these features, and it'd be interesting to see if Apple adds any more going down the line. If you're serious about your selfie game, I think this is gonna open up a few doors. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Let me know what your favorite feature of the new iPhone 10 is. Let me know with a comment down below. If you enjoyed it, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And you're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned for that iPhone 10 video that's dropping on Friday. Trust me, you're gonna wanna watch that. But that's about it, guys. Till the next video, it's your average consumer. Peace.